So far, we've looked at HTML and how to deploy websites on the internet. Now let's look at CSS. We've already seen that CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. And this is the technology that's responsible for how our website looks. And CSS is in fact very, very powerful in terms of what it can do and how much difference it can make. In a previous video, I showed you a demonstration of how CSS affects the look and feel of a website. I'm just going to show you a clip from that video. So here we have a really beautiful website. I have this website on my local machine. You can see that this is actually on my computer. It's not on the internet. And I'm going to show you the code for this. But before, let's have a look at this website. It's very beautiful. It's very rich. So a lot of moving parts here, a lot of animations, a lot of colorful features. You have a counter as well. So this is the website. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you all the files that are necessary for this website to exist. So these are all the files that are required for that website to run. And typically when you have a website coded in files, there will be a special file called index.html, which acts as the entry point for that website. So if you look here, we are actually at the index.html file, which is what is showing you all this stuff. So we have this index.html. This is the HTML file which contains all the content which we're seeing there. And there's a folder here which says CSS, which will contain the styling for all of the things that you see on the website. And then there's a JavaScript folder, which contains the JavaScript code for defining the behavior of the website. Now, what I'm going to do is, we saw the beautiful website. Now, let's remove the CSS from that website. I'm going to right click on this and then click on rename and change it to XCSS. So basically, I'm trying to make this folder inaccessible for the code that is written in this file, just to remove the CSS from the website. So right now, we have this website and the CSS is removed. If I reload this, it's going to render the website without any styling. So this is what the website that we just saw looks like without any styling. So you can see that the images are still intact. There are links, and at the very top you also saw the links at the very top, the buttons and everything. And you can see all the content is still intact. All the text and the email box and the links, all of these are still intact, but it's completely devoid of the background, the styling and the colors, the animations, all of those are gone. So you can see that CSS is quite powerful. It does a lot in defining the appearance of your information. So let's go back and change the CSS folder's name so that it's again accessible for the HTML code. And if we reload it again, it's going to render all the styling. So you can quite clearly see how powerful CSS is. So as we saw, CSS made a lot of difference in terms of what that could do to a website. Now let's look at some of the details of how to implement CSS. So here you can see three different kinds of CSS. There's inline CSS, there's internal CSS, and there's external CSS. Now CSS can be implemented in three different ways. These are just the three different ways. So first let's look at inline CSS. So as you can see here, there's an attribute called style. And in the value of that attribute, we have this kind of a notation. It says color, colon, blue, and then semicolon. Okay, so this is one way of specifying CSS. So what it's doing is this style attribute basically defines the appearance of whatever is within this p tag. Okay, so the style can appear in any tag, and whichever tag it appears in, it modifies the style of that particular tag's content, which is this, using these specifications. So what I mean by that is, so whatever is within this p tag will be affected by what's here. And here it says color equals blue. So if you actually type this out in a HTML document, you'll see that this content, which is by default black, it will turn the color of the text into blue. So that's what this inline CSS attribute will do. Now, whether something is inline CSS or internal CSS or external CSS is just a matter of how you specify it. I'm going to cover the internal CSS and external CSS in a different video because these are a little more complicated than inline CSS. In this video, I'll show you the inline CSS in depth and I'll show you a demo of how to use inline CSS. Now, but I want to just briefly specify the difference between these three types of specifying the CSS. So as you can see here, inline CSS simply means that you specify the CSS within the line. Wherever the content appears, you specify it in the same line as the actual element. That's why it's called inline CSS. You're specifying the style attributes within the element's opening tag. So every element gets its own style attribute and you'll specify the CSS in that. This is the simplest way of writing CSS. Now next, if you look at this, so instead of specifying it in the body of the HTML document, here we specify a tag called style and you say the type is text/CSS, and within that tag, so this is the opening tag and this is the closing tag, and within that you specify the CSS attributes so that it will affect the styling of whatever is in the body of the document. So this will appear in the same HTML document as the body whose style is being affected by these attributes. That's why it's called internal CSS. So it's within the same document. Now external CSS simply means that, so for example, if you look here, this is the code for the internal CSS, and if you can copy this into a separate file with a CSS extension. For example, if you copy it into a file called style.css, then you can refer to that file from within the head of this document. So this link rel equals style sheet and type equals text/css, and then here in the href you will specify the path to that css file, and this way you can have the css rest in a separate file and just refer to that file in this document. So that's what external css stands for. So these are just three different kinds of specifying the css. Now, like I said, the simplest way to do it is the inline css, but the most recommended method of using css is the external css, because this way what happens is when your css document is getting very large, you can have it in a separate file. Instead of it interfering with the way your HTML document looks, you can have it in a separate file, and it also offers a lot more flexibility in terms of controlling how your styling affects your document. Again, I'll speak more about this in a future video where I explain the details of how internal and external CSS work. But for now, I just want you to get exposed to the fact that there are these three different kinds of CSS, and the recommended way to use CSS is to use the external CSS option. Now I want to quickly show you a demo of how inline CSS works. So I'm going to go to Notepad, and I'm going to save this. So I'm saving this in the desktop as sample css.html. Here I'm going to create a basic HTML document. So in this p tag, we're going to specify the style attribute. But before we do that, let's check if the document is being rendered properly. So this is what it looks like. Now I'm going to give it a style attribute here and say color equals red, and save it and then refresh it here. Now you can see that the color is red now. And one thing about inline CSS is that you can specify multiple CSS value pairs. So if you look here, this is the CSS attribute and this is the CSS value for that attribute. And you can actually chain multiple CSS attribute value pairs in the same style attribute. So for example, if you say here that background color is yellow and save it, it will show you the background color will be yellow. And we can also say text align center, and if you refresh it, it will show you in the center of the page. So this is the way that CSS works. This one style attribute is responsible for three different aspects of the appearance of this paragraph text. Now, for the sake of demonstration, I'll also show you that we can have another paragraph tag here, and that will not be affected by what's in this style attribute. So whatever is in this style attribute will only affect whatever is within this p tag. And here we can say text align is right, and then it will show you that the text is right aligned here. So this is a small demonstration of how CSS works. Hope you found this video useful. Please make sure to like and share this video, and also subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so that you don't miss out on future videos. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.